And so I agree with you kind of on a lot of those. And I think one of the main points is going to be the scheduling. When do we get these teams? If they get Oregon week 1, I think that's a loss because that defense is going to be good. And if you're throwing a quarterback, against Oregon week 1, that's going to be hard. If they get Oregon later in the season with some time to figure stuff out, then I think that helps them out. So the scheduling is going to be a huge factor, especially with new quarterback and a new coach. But as far as the other teams go, Cal, I'm going to assume, and I think most people are doing this, that the division games are going to be where they were supposed to happen this year because they always play these teams. So if that's the case, WSU would get Cal at home, which they've played bad against Cal in the past, but those have all been on the road. They've beat Cal at home the last 2 times. So if they are able to get Cal at home, then that's a feisty team. They play well, but they've played Cal good at home. And then Oregon State, I think that's last year was close. That was a tough game, but that team is just I don't know who looks at that team and goes, oh no, we have to play Oregon State. The hosts at Beaver Dash are a little disillusioned. They're calling for 4-3, 5-2s. I don't know if they've watched an Oregon State football game. I would them if they didn't. I can't say that's very entertaining. And they they just said, oh, WSU's a win pretty easily. Well, it hasn't been a win since 2013, so yeah. I really don't see that changing. I think Oregon State's going to be a win for us, especially if they're able to get their offense and their scheme figured out pretty early. Stanford, like you said, they've been inconsistent. They're definitely dealing with some stuff. WSU hasn't lost to them since 2015, so those are some games that are looking up. So I have optimism. I think we both do. But so I look at this and I'm not scared. Oregon and UW and then Cal could be some tough games, but I don't see them getting less than 2 in a bad season. So I think they have a decent shot. Like, I don't think that this is going to be a team that is in the Pac-12 gutter.
No, and again with UW, Rollo played them last year.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he played them in Seattle, and they got blown out by the Huskies. Okay, Rollo has known from day one since his introductory press conference. A fan asked him, what about this Apple Cup, Rollo? What are we going to do about this? And I don't have the number off the top of my head, but he said the amount of days that were remaining until the next Apple Cup. He's counting down. He said last week that he has a counter on his phone that is keeping track for him. Okay, this beating UW is not only a part of the job description for the new WSU head coach, because as great as Mike Leach was in a lot of different departments, he just couldn't get it done against those Westerners. And I'm sure it was along the top of the list of the job description of, we'd love you to pass the ball. We'd love you to incorporate Borgie. We think you got a good, personality over there in Hawaii, but we want the Apple Cup. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think Rollo not only understands that, and he has been an incredible role model for WSU fans without even coaching a game yet, which again, I think is still pretty incredible for such a small community to revolve around a coach like this. He not only understands the job description, but this is personal for him, I think. Absolutely. I think this is a vengeance story waiting to happen. I think at the end of this season, if the Apple Cup is scheduled to where it's supposed to be, and it is supposed to be in Pullman if we do stick with that schedule.
Yeah,
we got our butts kicked in Seattle last year, but now we're back in Pullman. There's no fans to distract either team, and we're on our home turf with Rollo's mindset and his personality. And depending on how that first bit of the season goes, which, like I said, I think is a pretty good, is got a pretty good outlook. I have a pretty good feeling about this.
Yeah, I agree. I think if he knows that if he can do that, then his legacy is cemented.
He'll get an extension right away if he wins.
For sure. And so looking to